Welcome to the Goddard Report. Comments made on the Goddard Report and TalkDigitalNetwork.com are an expression of opinion only. Here is Jim Goddard.
My guest is Sharon Noble, Director of the Coalition to Stop Smart Meters in BC. Welcome to the show, Sharon.
Thank you very much, Jim.
You just finished a week-long certification hearing for your class action lawsuit against Hydro concerning BC smart meters. In conclusion, what was your case based on, and what did Hydro's defense base its case on?
Well, just a little bit of clarification. It wasn't my case. I am a plaintiff, but there are several other plaintiffs.
How many people are involved in the class action suit?
I think everyone in the province ultimately is involved, but I believe there are 8 plaintiffs. And they are representative plaintiffs, people who have been either intimidated or threatened or not given a choice. Remember, the class action that the plaintiffs have brought forward is being supported, morally. Coalition is not involved in this, neither is CST. It's really the plaintiffs, and we're just providing some moral support, if anything at all. But what the charge is that nobody has been given a choice. And under the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, the government cannot put something on our home, cannot force anyone to use something that could be considered dangerous. And that is the entire crux. It's Section 7 of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. And Hydro argued, first of all, that the Rights and Charter doesn't apply to them. Although it does. It applies to any government agency. And Hydro's lawyer also asked for the lawyer to say that nobody can ever bring a Charter of Rights and Freedoms Section 7 charge against them again. He wants that as part of the decision. Also, one of the things that, this is a certification hearing. And during the certification hearing, the lawyers cannot plead. They are not supposed to be bringing in a lot of details. And our lawyer was not allowed to bring in a lot of information about the scientific evidence that is there showing that there truly is reason for people to be concerned about this. You and I both know this. There are thousands of studies. But Hydro's lawyer was able to bring forward information from Exponent. Exponent, which is saying that there's no evidence of harm. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of Exponent, but it's very well known in the legal industry, and it's very well known generally by people who know anything about class action lawsuits and things like that. According to David Michaels, in his Doubt is Their Product, he maintains that this is Exponent is one of the major product defense companies. And many companies, many other people, for instance, Andrew Salini of CBS, has said that this is the type of company that is out there trying to make science look bad. They, for instance, Exponent has defended companies like the tobacco industry, saying that secondhand smoke doesn't lead to cancer. They have defended pesticide companies. They defended gasoline additives, that MTBE, that leaked into drinking water and has been connected with cancer. Percolate, which is a rocket fuel. Asbestos. This is the type of stuff they do. And many people, including, this was in the Los Angeles Times. It said, Exponent is a hired gun called upon by major corporations to weather nasty disputes. Another statement. Exponent's research has come under fire from critics, including engineers, attorneys, and academics, who say the company tends to deliver to clients the reports they need to mount a public defense. They're like hired guns who get brought in, they get paid enough money, and they'll say anything. And they say outrageous things. For instance, I wasn't there that day, but I was told by some of the people who were that Hydro's lawyer said that a smart meter emits the same amount or less of radiation than the natural earth. Now, you and I both know this is a ridiculous statement. There are thousands and thousands of studies showing that this radiation is different than the natural radiation to which all life has evolved. The radiation emitted by smart meters is pulsed, it's modulated, and it's man-made. Natural Earth is completely different. So, this is the sort of thing that we're up against. With hydro bringing in expensive people like this, who knows how much of our money they've spent to pay these people. And this is the kind of stuff that we're going to face. Hopefully hopefully the judge will use her judgment. I'm sure that she's a fair, honest, objective judge, and when she looks at all of the information that's been presented to her, she will see that this stuff is just garbage.
Sharon, this is based, I think, almost on the same as the right to religion, isn't it? In that if you believe something is harmful and you don't want it on or near your home or on your body, then you have the right, because you believe it's harmful, to refuse to use it or to wear it or to buy it, right?
Well, there are different issues there are different things in our charter and the Constitution about freedom of religion. So, people who refuse to get blood transfusions, for instance. But it is very similar. There are precedents showing, that the Constitution has been upheld at the Supreme Court, saying that people have the right not to be exposed to something that a reasonably intelligent person would believe is dangerous. I mean, this is our right. How can they infringe upon our homes and force us to use these things? And do you know what's happening now in the cold of winter? People are having their power shut off. Fortis, which is not allowing people to keep their analogs for any reason. If people are refusing because either they don't want the radiation or they're afraid of fires, people are having their power cut off in the middle of British Columbia in the middle of winter. This is endangering their health. If these people die, it's going to be Fortis's fault.
We'll have more with Sharon Noble right after the break.
See singing impressionist Andre Philippe Gagnon.
And I think to myself.
In Oliver, December 29th. In Kelowna, December 30th. Buy online and save at ontourtickets.com. Unbelievable harmonies, spectacular performance, the ultimate tribute to the Everly Brothers and Simon and Garfunkel. Bird Dog and the Vintage Electric Band, Saturday, January 9th at the Alex Goulden Hall. Buy online and save at ontourtickets.com.
In Goddard we trust.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Sharon Noble. Sharon, finally, Underwriters Laboratory has waded into the smart meter debate, and what has their finding been?
There has been a recent ad that they've put up, not an ad, they've added this to their website, where they say that the design flaws of smart meters have raised concerns that they are fire hazards, and that utilities and manufacturers have major concerns. Now, this is confirming everything that I've been saying, that many people have been saying for a long time. I've sent this to every MLA, and I've sent it to every media outlet. We need to get this information out there, and we need to demand that the BC Utilities Commission step forward here and demand that these be removed. Obviously, none of the politicians are going to do it. Lord only knows they've had their chances. Adrian Dix has this on his platter. Why isn't he going out there and saying, these are defective products? The Underwriters Laboratory has confirmed that these are defective products. Remove them. Demand that Itron remove them at their cost and put analogs back on our homes at their cost. These are bad. And there was another fire report that I sent to everyone about a week ago. I got a fire report from the fire commissioner about the fire up in Port Alberni in April of 2015. And it said that the fire was caused by an electrical distribution equipment failure, and in their comments they said it was caused by the electrical meter. And people at the fire who noticed the fire before it started said it was a smart meter that was sparking. This is one more example of another smart meter fire. how many more people have to lose their homes?
So now we have Underwriters Laboratory saying that it's a hazard. Did they mention anything about the fact that it's made out of plastic, or the plug is a little skinnier than the usual plug that goes into an analog, so it's capable of sparking or short-circuiting?
No, they didn't give any specific design flaws. What they did offer is a voluntary standard for certification. And this is concerning and confusing to me, because the Underwriters Laboratory, UL, certified the census meters in Saskatchewan when they were having their fires and failures. I don't know if you remember. They went in there and they certified them, which indicates to me there's something wrong with their standards. Now, I looked at their new certified standard, certification standard that's voluntary, and they have it on their website. I couldn't see anything there that mentioned the lithium battery. I couldn't see anything there about the fact the meters do not fit properly into the base, or that UL certified the smart meters in conjunction with the base. So I'm not real convinced that UL certification of a smart meter would give me a whole lot of comfort. All I can say is they have made this admission to the industry, and the industry probably will be responding by going out and having their meters certified. If Itron does that, we should not stand for this. It just doesn't change the situation here in British Columbia at all, because these meters are causing fires, and they are fire hazards.
The technology behind it, too, again, you've pointed out there's been a flaw discovered in Illinois. Smart meter water meters were inaccurate and were overbilling people.
Yep, by a lot. And they went from one make of meter to another make of meter, and they both were running fast. Some people were facing huge amounts, huge bills in the thousands of dollars. And the utility company, of course, got back and said, oh, well, we know our meters are just fine. You have to pay this or else we're cutting you out. This has been happening over the last few months in several cities and towns in Illinois. We have a few smart meters in British Columbia, water smart meters. I haven't heard any complaints about high bills, but I have received complaints that the radiation is bothering people because some people have them in their homes. This is another device that people should be very concerned about. I don't know if there's anything in there with regard to fires, but the radiation levels are quite high that are emitted by these things.
Why is there such a concern about the radiation that these electrical devices have?
Because it's a man-made, pulsing, modulating radiation that scientists have shown affect our cells. They weaken the cells, and they get in and affect the DNA. They cause many health effects, such as headaches, dizziness, racing heart, palpitations. People describe it as brain fog. Children get migraines and nosebleeds. People have sleeping disorders. And we all know that when you can't sleep well, your body can't recover from all the stuff that's happened to it during the day. And part of this results in major things down the road after years of this, like cancer. This is a major health problem, Jim. And many scientists, like Martin Blank, have warned that this is like a tsunami coming at us, and it's going to be hitting us hard soon.
But until that happens, and of course, you were the one who pointed out to me about a year ago that Lloyd's of London will refuse to cover any damage suspected to be caused by radio frequency radiation.
That's right. Lloyd's and several other major insurers, like Swiss Re, the Austrian insurers, none of them will insure or reinsure any claims that are associated. And I would take this as health claims. And this is a serious problem. You know, when an insurance company says that they will not participate, that they will not accept even huge amounts of premium to insure this risk, you know there's something wrong. And they put waivers now in their policies, and they have for a few years now, stating that they will not cover any risk associated with electromagnetic radiation from any device. That includes Wi-Fi, cell phones, smart meters, cordless phones, nothing. So when you have a cell tower put up in your area, it's the landowner who's going to be covered, who's going to be responsible for any claims. The cell phone companies are indemnified by our government at this point, and the cell phone companies also cannot get any insurance, neither can the landowner. So when the landowner is sued, and he'll be sued, he's going to end up in bad shape financially.
Well, I take a look here locally. Burnaby General Hospital, the roof is just covered in cell phone antennas, and yet they tell you, please turn off your cell phone inside the hospital so it won't interfere with medical devices.
A lot of people who are in the hospital complain about, being kept in there longer than they would normally have been kept in. There is a fellow I know who has had a tumor. He's had several operations on it. It was caused by being exposed to, during his work. He was doing work and he was very, very close to a transmitter that hadn't been turned off. And several years later, he got a tumor on his face. He's had several operations, and he was in the hospital, he figures 30 days longer than he needed to be for one of the operations, because there were so many cell towers and cell antennas on the hospital and near the hospital. It's going to run into money many different ways.
Sharon, when do you expect the judge will make their ruling on the certification on the lawsuit?
We haven't been given any idea. It could be weeks. It could be longer. We don't know.
It's a reserved decision.
Yes.
You'll get, 24 hours notice, 48 hours notice of when the decision's coming down?
I don't know. I don't know what they do for certification hearings. I don't know if we're given notice or the judge just publishes it.
Right. It just ends up in the tray in the courthouse that has the decisions in it.
I would expect that she would deliver it to both the hydro lawyer and to the lawyer for the class action.
Well,
my
experience,
would be proper, but I don't know.
Yeah, my experience has been when there's a court decision, both sides get a ruling from the judge, and then it's sent to the public the very next day.
Yeah, that's what I would expect.
Yeah.
But I have no idea when that's going to happen.
Sharon, best of luck there with the court case, and have a great Christmas.
Thank you, Jim, and I wish you the best of Christmas as well.
My guest has been Sharon Noble, Director of the Coalition to Stop Smart Meters in BC. You're listening to the Goddard Report on TalkDigitalNetwork.com. Find us on Twitter at TalkDigitalNet. Our popular YouTube channel is Talk Digital Network. Comments about the show can be emailed to info@HowStreet.com. I'm Jim Goddard.
Comments made on the Goddard Report and TalkDigitalNetwork.com are an expression of opinion only. The Goddard Report is available online and mobile at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. The Goddard Report is a production of How Street Media Incorporated.